I am currently holding 2 phones doing, oh bloody hell, that's frightening.
Very meta.
Doing a double live stream, Instagram and Facebook. And I'm sat here with Johnny in the car. So we asked you guys earlier to ask us some questions. We got mostly questions about my beard and my nose. So that's very helpful, guys. Thank you. But we got 2 very sensible questions. One is from Cogito Ergo Sum, which is, I have an L5-S1 disc herniation. Me too. So welcome to the club.
You can't point when you've got a phone in your
It's
hand.
true. It's very difficult. So people driving past here must think, what is that guy?
What is he doing?
Just loves iPhones. So she says that she's been doing some of the abs rehab movements, but she's finding Palov press to be too easy for her. So what other progressions can she use? So one of them I will post on Instagram soon. It is a variation of a Swiss ball pike. So that is where you're in a front support, like a press-up position with your feet up on the Swiss ball, and you lift your hips up in the air with straight legs. Do that and I guarantee that will be a challenging movement with months of progress to play with. The other thing is 3 side plank variations. Basic side plank variation is up on your elbow and your knees. The next one is a battery warning.
Imagine if we crashed.
We are typical males and can't multitask, so this is a problem.
You're just doing one thing. So am I.
It's
We've
true.
had to split the roles, because otherwise
This
I'd be
is,
driving and holding 2 cameras.
Division of labour. So the third most advanced variation of side plank is with the top leg up in the air, and you can even do hip raises in that position.
You can also attach a light band between your ankles and raise one hip against the band resistance. So you start with your, losing live stream connection, you start with your the top foot resting against the bottom foot, bands around the ankles, and then raise against the resistance. There's another variant as well.
Cool. So Facebook has lost connection. Here we go, we're back on Facebook.
We're back.
Next question was why the nose ring? It's not actually a nose ring. I got shot in the nose and I'm very sensitive about it, so please
It was
don't
a
ask
grenade, wasn't it? A little bit of shrapnel.
It was, yeah, so please don't ask me questions about that because it's very hurtful. Next question was another low battery mode. Right. Another one is Myfitnesspal and my spreadsheet. So people saying when I track on Myfitnesspal, the number for calories comes out different to that is on my spreadsheet that has protein, carbs and fat. Why is that?
Why is that indeed? So if the spreadsheet is calculating your calories by summing protein times 4, carbs times 4, fats times 9, and the maths is correct, then that answer will always be the correct amount of calories for those macros. So the discrepancy is coming from Myfitnesspal. And the problem with Myfitnesspal is it's a user-generated database. In other words, there's no regulation. Anyone can upload whatever they want into Myfitnesspal, which leads to sometimes people will just track the saturated fat and miss off the grams of fat, the whole grams of fat. Sometimes people will just track sugar and not carbohydrate. Sometimes they just get it wrong. And so it's really worth spending a couple of minutes before you start using an entry, especially if it's something that you use every day or it's brand new and you've never used it before. Check that it makes logical sense. If something has 1 calorie in it or 2 grams of carbs when it's a plate of pasta or something like that, it's probably not right. So Myfitnesspal is where the error is, and as long as the spreadsheet or whatever else you're using is correct mathematically, that will be the right amount of calories.
Truth.
For the macros.
It's worth mentioning the story of one of my clients who went out for a chicken korma and naan bread with the lads and tracked it as 30 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbs and 10 grams of fat. This was because he went through Myfitnesspal and basically found the most meager entry for chicken korma with naan and rice and entered that. Now, this is self-deception. Like, he's obviously looked through the database and found the one that has the lowest calories. Now, it's important basically, if there are multiple entries for one food item, take the average because it's user generated. There might be a bunch of different ones. He'd obviously found like the Weight Watchers extra light chicken korma. So if you're going out for something like fish and chips, which doesn't have clear macros, look at a bunch of them and pick the one that's in the middle rather than
we've all done
extreme.
that. Like, we've all had 300 calories left for the rest of the day, and we really want the whatever slice of cake, donut, whatever, and you find the entry that fits the remaining calories. And it's just this natural bias that we all have, that we just want to eat what we want.
The one that someone left off as 0 on the calorie. Oh, it's only 30 calories for this massive donut. Like, great.
So yeah, using the average and just looking at, what if there's something that's extreme, like if something has one person thinks it has 2,000 calories and the other person thinks they have 2, it has 2 in it. Probably don't use either of those. Find something where there's a cluster of the same entries or the same readings, and go with that.
Lovely. Okay, hope that was helpful. If you want another live stream Q&A, then let us know, and I'll wait till next time we're in the car, and then we can hold 2 phones into each other, and it'll be mental. All right, guys, speak to you all soon.
Bye.
Much love. Now I've got to figure out how to end the live stream.
This is going to be brilliant.
I've already said goodbye now. It's like when you're walking alongside someone and you're like...
Bottom right of the right-hand phone.
Okay.
Top right of the left-hand phone.
Cool. You know when you say goodbye and then you both like, oh, we're walking the same direction now. I can't speak to each other though because we said goodbye. Oh. I can't even end Instagram.
Top right.
End.